In the enormous breadth of Patek's catalog, round and octagonal watches dominate. But how often do you see square or rectangular shaped watches from Patek Philippe? Enter the Gondolo collection, and it's an odd watch. Despite it not being as popular as many of the household names within the brand, there's more to it than meets the eye. Let's dive in. If you're looking for your next watch, check out Swiss Connection Watches for new or pre-owned watches with new arrivals every week. Thanks. Unlike the Nautilus, which was born out of necessity, the Gondolo was born out of a strategic partnership with the Brazilian jeweler Gondolo and Laborio. Back in the 19th century, Patek was looking at expanding to new customer bases. They had their success with the American market, but they wanted to explore further. And with Europe divided and politically fragmented, Gondolo's shop in Brazil seemed like a perfect fit for Patek's watches, an ideal gateway to growing a new cosmopolitan client base. But ideal conditions do not guarantee success. Gondolo understood that in order to make it a success, they would have to make the watches desirable and accessible. So they commissioned the Chronometro Gondolo, an exclusive and limited watch made specifically for them. Owning a Chronometro Gondolo granted entry into the Gondolo gang, possibly one of the very first watch clubs ever created. Members who were part of this club would gain exclusive access to new releases and the lotteries associated with them. This strategy was so successful that at the time, 1/3 of Patek Philippe's sales were contributed by them. So much so that during that period, the name Patek became synonymous with watch in Brazil. And because of its success, Patek made several additions for them, all keeping with Art Deco styling from square to rectangle to cushion and even tonneau. Although the partnership lasted until 1927, the Gondolo collection never left the minds at Patek Philippe. And in 1993, the brand introduced the Gondolo collection in their permanent lineup, maintaining the bold and sleek lines from the Art Deco aesthetic that defined the Gondolo during the partnership and ran as a parallel collection to the refined and rounded Calatravas. That brings us to this watch today. This is the Gondolo 5124J, which made its debut in the late 2000s. And I will try my best to describe its design in as much detail as possible because there's quite a bit going on here. It comes in a solid gold case measuring 33.5 by 43 mm with a case thickness of 7.5 mm and a lug width of 22. Despite what the measurements suggest, it wears comfortably on my 6.2-inch wrist because the entire case is curved, naturally hugging the wrist. The step case profile creates visual depth, almost lifting the dial towards the viewer while emphasizing the crisp straight lines characteristic of Art Deco architecture. That same step design even formed a kind of a natural integrated crown guard, an elegant byproduct of functional geometry. The Art Deco era started sometime around the 1920s and was shifting away from Art Nouveau's organic natural form, now emphasizing the new generation of modern geometrical industrialized ornamentation. That's why the Gondolo can be described as many things, but minimalist is not one of them. The beauty of this reference lies in the creamy opaline white dial, with applied gold multifaceted dart indices, Dauphine hands, railway minute track, and a small seconds subdial at 6. All these elements draw your attention to the dial. The indices direct your attention to the hands, which then direct you to the minute track, allowing for a very intuitive and natural way of reading the time. The varying lengths of the indices mimics the appearance of the classic sector dial layout, whilst retaining symmetry in appearance. Hence why the dial has a sophisticated blend of classicism with the modern and symmetrical Art Deco aesthetic. The modified railway track unifies the elements by framing the dial and allows the bold lines from the step case, the indices, and the hands to really stand out, blending the classic elements of a Patek with the sleek design cues of Art Deco. Powering the watch is the manual wind in-house caliber 2521, offering 44 hours of power reserve beating at 4 Hz. Unlike most rectangular watches which utilize a movement holder as a result, round cutouts in the back to reveal the movement, Patek engineered this caliber specifically for a rectangular case, therefore filling the case properly, maintaining structural integrity and allowing a perfectly shaped exhibition case back. This caliber displays the Patek seal, which guarantees tighter tolerances in accuracy, durability, and finishing than what you'd find on the more standardized Geneva seal. The movement is accurate to -1 + 2 seconds per day, thanks to the inclusion of Patek's proprietary Gyromax escapement and the Spiromax balance wheel, ensuring that it isn't affected by magnetism and temperature fluctuations. The seal also guarantees that the movement is finished to the highest hot horology standards, with painstakingly careful hand-polished bevels and straight Geneva stripes on the bridges, non-directional brushing on the mainspring, and manually operated circular graining on the base plate. You'll notice that there are no heat-blued screws. Instead, the brand black polishes the screw heads and the screw sinks to maximize reflectivity. The Gondolo perfectly embodies the brand's effortless elegance and classicism with the recognizable Art Deco design elements, creating a unique blend that results from the contrasting styles of combining simplicity with Art Deco's boldness. Plus, with that impeccable movement finishing, there's truly nothing else like this. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps. Also, do check out Swiss Connection Watch's website if you're looking for your next watch. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.